Elbows Up Dirt Production, episode 35, Alan Sagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Tommy Cordell.
It's like Mr. Rogers, isn't it? Rolling through the door.
Big crowd in the house tonight, boys. This is a sizzler. It's like the summer sizzler. I mean, she's baking outside.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, buddy. And look at that. See what I got here? What is that, Kale?
That's a tomato.
It could be a tomato. It could be a tomato. I think that's where the sprint car world is right now. Tomato, tomato. What do you think? I think that's a good metaphor, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you think so, Kale, I think so. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 35 coming at you. We haven't been on in a while. We've been doing some other stuff. Boy, have we ever. How about it, guys? I guarantee we've been busy. We have this special night with our first ever call-in, okay? That's pretty monumental, you know what I'm saying? So we got a first ever call-in, and we're going to be on the phone with series director, Mr. Jim Long, right? Excuse me, I'm losing my voice today. It's all this heat, it's all this moisture. Let me back up. I'm going to do that correctly, okay? We're going to be here talking at 8:40, okay? So you got to hang on and put up with me at 8:40 and Sagi. You see what I'm saying? Okay. We have the series director, Mr. Jim Long, okay, for the Steel Block Bandits Dirt Late Model Challenge, okay? And we're going to talk a good bit about that. There's some cool stuff to cover on that, okay? Pretty monumental weekend for them as well. The local racing area that's not super late model related, okay? Now, man, we even got our regular scheduled event, you know what I mean? Our guests. So we got a lot here to roll. Let's hit them sponsors. Fred, he's holding that sign there like he's picking it out front of the local tool and machine company. What? Fred, did you ever pick it, Fred?
No.
You never were to picket lines? You never were to
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
You never were out there, oh, hell no, we won't go, hell no.
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Okay, then.
We're going to let that one away.
Okay, let's do that then. So we have Hammer Down Custom Trailers. Remember, they're moving out here on the trail in Rousersville, okay? New place. We can't forget RWG, right? Fabrication. We can't forget Farners. We're going to talk a little bit more about Farners here in a minute. We can't forget Racing to Reunite. And how about a little TPR, huh? The old powder coat people down in Gettysburg. Them guys know how to get her done. TPR, right? You just look that up on Facebook, and he'll get you tuned right in there, okay? For anything you need done powder coating. Now, I tell you what. I think I missed one. Kale, what I missed? Kale, how can they tune in on YouTube, too? What's the thing?
They can go to YouTube and look up the channel at Elbows Up Dirt Productions, and it's got all of our videos up there on it.
It does, Kale. Elbows Up Dirt Productions. That is correct. You can hit it on YouTube, roll with it, subscribe to it. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? So, let me pick back up where I was, okay? Now, let's run a couple of results quick, okay? Right? We got to do that. And let's look at, and we'll be talking about this a little bit more. We just recently came off the Sagi Memorial race, correct?
Yep.
What a great race. Love it. Okay? A little rain didn't do nothing to that race. It only freaking put the tack to her, didn't it? I guarantee you. Oh, yeah. And Cal Hardy was there. Satterley was there. Eckert, everybody was there. I mean, there was a lot of good people there. A lot of good people. And obviously the winner of that race was Greg Satterley, right? He's no stranger to victory lane at the old playground of power, Hagerstown Speedway. Now, how about Path Valley? Okay, we had Hardy victorious in the ULMS race. We had Altabelli, right? That's like 8,000 wins for him this year or something. Like, that guy's on it, man. He is. Altabelli's on it. He's on a mission when he gets in that modified. I guarantee you. We had Williams Grove, a little sprint car action there, right? Of course, we know that there's Shoehart, right? Logan Shoehart of Shark Racing, Bobby Allen people, the sprint car world, right? My head's not going to start spinning here, don't worry, guys. But he got the $1 million, didn't he, at El Duro? He pocketed the $1 million. And he also won, okay, in the summer nationals at Williams Grove Friday night. And Rico cleaned him up on Saturday night, okay? So, wow. I heard he had a pretty packed house there, too, okay? There was a lot of good racing going on. We move on down. Winchester ran limited late models. We've seen Mike Franklin victorious again, okay? We've seen the crate feature go to a first-time winner, okay? Davin Kaiser, okay? That was his first time in the V lane in the old crate car. How about this? How about Potomac? Forgot about that, right? Kenny Moreland. I tend to believe, I think, I know, I guess, I'm pretty sure, he probably had one of them 525 motors in, didn't he? Somebody talked to me.
Yeah,
I got the nod. He had the 525 in.
Posted about
Yep.
that. Yes,
he put the 525, bam, on a mission. Laid her down. I guarantee you. So, oh, here we go. Let's not forget about the Marsh Series at Davenport Speedway, where a fellow they call the Kid, right, and the number 7, Drake Troutman, $10,000 in his pocket, right? 10 grand. 10K, baby. Them guys been racing hard. They have. And truth be told, they've missed a few victory lanes, not by their demise, okay, by just, you know, failures of this or that or whatever. But now, them guys are running hard. I can't keep up with them. They're like the Oregon Trail. You know what I'm saying? Like they're here, they're there, they're over there, they're upside down, they're left, right, they're all over the place. You know? But they're racing. I guess they're doing what they love. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's, Fred, what we got signed in here before we go on?
Well, so far, our first one to sign in was John Ballinger.
Hey, John.
Yep, we saw John last weekend at the Ford Midget Track.
Okay.
Always good to see John.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad are tuned in.
Okay, my
Steve
mom and
Yeager.
dad. The Jaeger bomb.
Yep, I hope Steve's getting along pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Dream Team Racing checked in.
That's what I'm talking about. Dream Team, baby. You know, they're out at Saverna Park. You know what I'm saying? Where it's all about the bling and the sting. You like that? I thought about that all week. I was going to present that. The bling and the sting. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, Ciccarelli and them boys, they bring the muscle. They do. They're competitive, too. All the way around. They're tough. And we'll talk about them. Their presence to be heard here coming up this Saturday. Okay? In the Free State 50. That's pretty cool. The Free State 50. You know what I mean? In Hagerstown. That's the Steel Block Bandit Challenge. Okay? So, man, I got all excited about that. I was so excited to say that tonight. The bling and the sting. That's like off the Talladega Nights, isn't it? It could be. But now you see me? That's Craig Klein's, right? We know. Craig Klein does it all. Now you see me? I'm like, I still see you, Craig. Now you know. I still see you, Craig. You know what I mean? You gotta love the old Kleinster, buddy. I heard some stories about that guy. And I'm sure the guy I'm having coming on here will probably dip into a few of them too. He got some good stories about Craig Klein. So anyways, now, the fellow that I'm getting ready to bring on here, right? He's no stranger at all, right, to the show by any means. He's been there from the beginning, and we're continuing to go. You know, he's definitely inspires me with a lot of things he does, okay? No question about it. But on and off the track, the guy's been successful on the track, okay? And he's been successful off the track. That's a well-rounded individual. So we are happy, very happy, to have with, you know, this guy on by the name of Alan Sagi. Alan, get over here, buddy. Heck, you ought to know the way by now. You like that music? Look at that, buddy. Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
dancing with you.
No,
No,
do it, Sags. Come
we're
on.
not doing it.
Okay.
We're not doing that.
Boy, this is back in the day. Oh, Fred's getting ready to.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, that's when it gets good. Travolta gets good.
Yeah, so you get moving.
Yeah. I don't know if my old hip could hold up to that, Sags.
Well, you don't want to hurt yourself. You got a long weekend ahead of you.
Boy, you think I don't? I know.
A lot going on.
Yeah, we do. But that's the only way I think it's to do. You know, I mean,
What life's all about.
we're down racing. You know that. You know, and it's an unfortunate.
Sorry to
event.
hear about your engine breaking, but
Yeah.
that's part of the game. It happens.
You son of a bitch! Why'd you have to bring that up? Damn it, Alan.
We've all been
No,
there.
I'm just teasing. It's all good, seriously. It's all part of the fun.
It
It,
does
happens.
something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard because, like, some days I'm like, yeah, we're getting so much done, and we're doing stuff at the show, and we're doing this and doing that, and we're doing things we like,
Yeah.
but we're just doing them in a different form.
Don't you like to race a little
Yeah,
bit?
but then that comes up, it's like, oh.
Especially this Saturday night. That's a race
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we're looking forward to.
I was,
I'd like
yeah.
to see you been there and got to run in that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the last 3 races we tuned up on there was them three super races, and then we did run a regular limited show, and we talked about how the learning aspect, the reasoning for running those 3 races was.
Yep.
But anyways, enough about that old freaking thing over there sitting, right? Okay, how you been?
I'm good.
Okay, good.
A little hot like everybody else. Sure.
I guarantee it.
We'll all be complaining about it being cold here in about 4 months, so enjoy the heat.
Well, I don't know if you know, but Fred's been debuting a new tanning lotion. Okay.
Is that right? I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Oh yeah, it's called it's called the Fabulous Fred.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and yeah, it's like about SPF of like 100, like that tan stuff.
Yeah.
Who made that?
Wine truck.
Panama Jack. That was
Yeah, Panama Jack.
Remember, you could get
That was
like
big at the
bronze.
beach.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But Fred, he's been just doing it back here by the creek. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And this tomato, as a matter of fact, Fred grows these. Okay? Yeah, he has quite the garden back there.
That Fred's a jack of all trades.
He is, isn't he? Oh, I know. I tell you what, I keep questioning some of the plants look a little iffy. You
A
know?
lot of them work out.
Yeah, whatever.
He's got a pretty good average.
He does.
They're mixed in with the tomatoes.
Okay. Wow.
So what you're telling me is the next time I come up here, Fred might be posing on posters with some bikini girls.
He could be, yeah. I think, honestly, he's kind of been like, what's the word? Secretly working on something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. But now it's starting to come clear. You know, it could, but if
He's
it's,
going to have to find some models because
yeah.
you and Kale, your legs are about like mine.
Yeah.
Not going to cut it.
No,
Fred's going to have to find some
right,
help.
yeah, exactly.
A little better advertisement than Kale and you. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I know. I totally, maybe Craig Klein.
Hey, Craig Klein's good for anything.
He is.
Anything.
He'd try. He really would. He would an effort.
Give it a
into
shot.
Oh, I guarantee it. I mean, but no. Anyways, Fred, we thought I'm just helping, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
No, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. You're welcome, Fred. Now, Fred, I see some people jumping up on the screen.
Yeah, we have Ed Neingard.
Okay,
and,
hey, Ed.
Dustin
That's
Slater
former
from
racer.
Hammer
Him
Down.
and his dad both. They were very good, what they called mini stock racers back in the day. Today we call them 4-cylinder.
Okay.
Back then they called them mini stocks.
Okay.
And Ed's father was the king of the mini stocks back in the 70s.
Oh,
Won
yeah?
a bunch of races. And
Yeah.
Ed Jr. won a bunch of races
Really?
too, did well. And he drove some late model stuff.
Well, I gotta be
He
honest.
lives in Florida now. He's long distance
yeah.
watching.
Oh,
Yeah, I gotta be honest.
Good guy.
Yeah, Ed follows just everything I do.
Yep.
And I really appreciate that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
Yeah.
signs him every show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a
definitely.
big fan of
And we
racing.
have Dustin
Yeah.
from Hammer Down.
Hey, Dustin, Hammer Down, open up that new shop, man. Wait till you see that. Hammer Down Customs.
Yeah.
This guy customizes out Jeeps, sells trailers, open, closed, purple, yellow, blue, white, it doesn't matter. Tax title tags too. And it's happening. He was in a little place out here, Wayne Heights, and he moved. And this is awesome because this is a guy that's an independent businessman. It started out. And he's been busting his tail and he's moving to this bigger place. Just right out the road here in Rouserville.
Hammered down and elbows up, meant for each other.
I tell you what, that's fully injected.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been. You can tell. You know what's going on while I'm saying things like fully injected. I mean, they're kind of sprint car-ish terms. It's because I've been
Fuel
reading about all
injected,
this
fully
stuff
injected.
going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there, isn't it?
A little bit.
It is. I mean, it's like
A little bit.
underwear swappage 101.
Yeah, a lot of things going on that nobody saw coming.
No, I agree. And man, I tell you, them sprint car guys though, in that world, they have their own ways that
Yep.
they do things.
It's been a little calmer in recent years, but
Yeah.
back in the day there was a lot of moving around. And,
Oh yeah. Oh
it's,
yeah.
It's not the first time.
No, and then we also get
And
some.
they'll all be okay.
Oh yeah, at the end it all sift out. I mean,
Yeah.
we also seen our teammate to Logan, Joey Allen, or
Jacob.
Jake. I'm sorry,
Sorry.
I keep Jacob.
His uncle was
His uncle,
Joey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob Allen, obviously that comes off the road
Yeah.
for his own
Just a
personal
little
reasons.
bit. He'll be back.
Yeah, but you know it is true. I mean, when you look at that stuff, like that stuff, look how hot it is today.
Yeah, it's a tougher life than
Yeah,
what you think.
exactly.
We all think they drive a race car.
Right.
It's what a great life.
Yeah.
It is, but then other times it's not as rosy as what it looks like.
No, and
There's
I.
a lot of tough work involved.
It is.
A lot of travel away from your home and family,
Yeah.
and it's not all peaches and cream for those guys.
No, it's not. And I can remember asking as a young man Mark Kinzer at a World Alcohol show, probably in the 90s, and maybe that would have been, I don't know if that would have still been the Steel Bandits series, I'm not sure, or the Copenhagen for the World Outlaws, but neither here or there. It was raining, and it actually got canceled, you know, and I always in the pits, you know what I mean? That's where you got to be there, you know.
Sure.
And I remember saying, I said, man, don't you look sad this is going to rain? He's like, I hope it does. Because they can pack up, no car washing at that point or nothing, and they can go just relax. You know,
you have Brent Marks, very, very good Central Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
He's taken a couple weeks off just to get himself and his crew refreshed a little bit and the equipment refreshed to go to Knoxville here in a couple weeks.
That's so cool.
And there's a couple good paying races this week.
Yeah.
Port Royal has two races paying $10,000 apiece.
Yeah.
And Brent Marks runs extremely well at Port Royal.
He does.
But everybody can only take so much. You got to hit a spot where you need to stop for yourself and for your equipment and for the crew. And that's what he's doing, taking a little break, about like Jacob is. But they'll all be back at it here soon.
Oh, yeah. They can.
Hopefully they come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's so easy, I find, that I've seen other people do it. I've done it. That you say, well, I'm going to run like 31 races. Yeah, like, go ahead once.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot.
I mean, not only financially.
A lot of work.
Yeah, not only financially, but just physically and mentally and things, you know?
And you know, if things are going real good, that mental part's a little better, a little easier.
Yeah.
But if things aren't going so good, it beats you down a little bit.
Sure.
You'd rather go do a little something else once in a while.
Yeah, like go tanning, trying to promote your
put some of Fred's lotion
fabulous
on.
Fred's tanning lotion.
Maybe that'll be the new way for racers to relax. A little bit of fabulous Fred's tanning lotion.
Yes, that would be good.
Yeah.
Fred, I like that. I'm Saggy, I like that. That's actually your call in that part. So I think we got to have some corporation talk after this meeting. What do you got, Fred?
Well, we have Tommy Slanker tuned in.
Tommy Slanker, boy, he's out there.
Touchdown Tommy, yep. He's going to be racing in Hagerstown.
Seal coating with him.
I'm going to tell you what, Tommy, like, here's the deal on that. We've seal coated some driveways this week. You know what I'm saying? And there's we haven't done many of them since maybe 2 or 3 years. But just in that 2 or 3 years,
you picked a tough week to go back into it, didn't you?
Yeah, but some of this stuff ain't working and recovering the way it should.
Yeah.
Like body wise.
No.
Yeah. And you know,
That'd be tough.
Alan, you know, I'm one cut specimen.
You're a specimen. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, I am. I mean, I am just, But no,
they might have missed a cut or two. But
they did.
Yeah.
But Tommy Slanker, they hand put it down too. Yeah. They don't spray. We don't spray either.
I hear they do great work.
They do. Him and Cole, bam.
Yep.
But them guys are busting out like big driveways out in that heat, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you have Sue Walls,
Hey, Sue.
Mike Kirshner, and Jolene Harrison.
Oh, okay, Joe. Yes, got it. Good deal. Well, see, we got a good many people
Good to have them
in
all
here.
on board.
Yeah, it's tough during the summer with this.
Mike Kirshner already has the 2+2 ready to roll on Saturday.
Oh, I guarantee you, 2 plus 2
They'll be ready to go.
just might equal 4.
It might be.
Yeah, yeah, and he'll definitely be a contender. There's a lot of strong foots in that locally.
Oh yeah.
To put up against.
Yeah.
There is. They got some strong. I've been researching. Their footing's strong. Don't get me wrong.
They're bringing a lot of good cars from the south.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good local cars.
That's right.
It kind of reminds me of the old Stars, Habitam days
Yes.
with the late
Yes.
models, where you got them coming from all directions.
Yeah.
Everybody met at Hagerstown, and you had a big race.
Those Stars days were just magical. Look, I almost
They
look,
were good races.
I almost look like I'm on the Lifetime. This magical hour. No, they were. They were just the best.
They were good races.
They were.
Well,
the
this
best.
is going
And
to be
how the
a
Tampa was
modern
too. I
day
like
version.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Max Series was tough too.
Oh yeah.
But I tell you, the Stars, that's when I seen guys had long, curly kind of looking hair and hippified. I was like, C.S. Fitzgerald, yes, and he had the biggest ring and the baddest looking. I mean, he was the man,
CS,
Old CS. It's amazing where he went. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was awesome.
CS ran very well, and he traveled around all over the country to race.
Oh yeah, he had all the newest T-shirts then by Arizona. They were decked out.
He was the king of cool.
Oh, he was the king
Flames
of cool.
on his
Oh
side.
yeah, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
That thing had that. That was when the vinyl shiny was getting big,
Yep.
and it had that big reflection,
Yep.
coming off of.
He had the chrome numbers.
Yes.
The flames across the
Oh
back.
yeah, yeah, and
This stuff always looked good.
oh, it did. And then you always had on there Buena Vista I guess it would have been logging or some way of this logging. Maybe?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald
There
logging.
was one of us the
Motors.
That was on,
Yes.
CS's cars.
Yes.
Also Tommy Bear and Boober Bear.
Correct.
Back in the day.
And then
Those guys were all a neat unit from down that area, around the Natural Bridge area.
Yeah.
They all, Buzzy Walters were in there with them too.
Oh, yeah.
They all raced very well. They were friends forever.
yeah, right.
And, it didn't matter where they traveled to.
No.
They ran well.
You got and I also remember and think about this. I thought it was so bad to the bone. When CS fast forward years to when the car was just a number. It was cut down to red and white, and it said CSF Cattle Company.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, he's a cowboy now, dude. Like he's really, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that. Yeah, them guys are cool. But I heard that CS they don't own anything with that anymore.
They sold the company there about a year and a half ago.
Yes, and he drives actually
CS
old
and his father and Wayne Fitzgerald.
Wayne
would be,
Fitzgerald?
CS's dad's brother.
Okay.
And CS's uncle. Wayne Fitzgerald is the key to everything down there. He was a backer of Tommy Bear,
Correct.
of Boober Bear, of CS Fitzgerald, and now Tyler Bear. He has supported those guys
Wow.
all these years.
That's
And
phenomenal.
Wayne's been going to races since the early 50s when he was a small kid. And nobody likes racing anymore than Wayne Fitzgerald.
That'd be worth the ride down to interviewing.
It would be.
Seriously.
You'd have a good time.
Yeah.
You'd have some great stories for you.
Yeah. Okay. Good
Well,
deal.
he did when they came
Well,
up.
yeah, when he came over to the
Arch,
Arch meeting, you know.
And he was a lot of
That was
fun.
very interesting.
Oh,
People
yeah.
had a good time listening to Wayne.
Oh yeah, that guy was amazing.
He's sort of the glue that's held all the racing together down there
Yeah.
with those families and
Well, I
and
mean, they're-
supported them when they needed help.
I mean, let's face it. No offense, but they're middle class working people. I mean, with the like they work.
It's tough to afford these
Yeah,
race
they
cars.
farm.
Always
They do.
was.
Yes, exactly. And it's tough, man. You beg, barter, and steal sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the part that everybody likes to hear.
Yeah.
But that's their. It's been dirt track racing going back to the days of bootleg and moonshine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like racing always.
That's
has
what you're doing now, right?
Maybe. That's what Kale's into. Kale's got a distillery over here. Didn't you see that pot smoking? He's out there
I wonder
bubbling.
what that was.
Yeah, that's Kale. Oh yeah, that's
I
Kale's.
like that story they told about buying the hauler. Where
Yeah.
we didn't have them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
classic.
Went to the bank.
on Monday to ask for it.
Yeah.
Like, and they probably just.
Had to race well over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'd have had like chest pains over the weekend.
Well, you're lucky it rained out.
Yeah, right.
181.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Well,
mean,
stick
that's-
to the beg and borrow and don't steal.
No, you
It's not
shouldn't
worth all
steal.
that.
No, all joking aside, Alan, that's a figurative speech.
Right.
You know, you do have it.
I knew you were stealing.
But no, don't steal. Kids, stealing is a poor thing to do. It's a bad alternative. Right, Kale?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the guys running the steal.
Yeah, to a steal. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Now let's touch on something here because we got a special guest calling in.
Yep.
And
It's going to be good.
It is. Now, I want to talk about Eric Farner's showman.
Okay.
Okay, I think that
That's a neat event.
It is, and I think for a man that puts this on, given his story, what he does,
Yep.
the race car show to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Mhm.
We've been there for 2 years, or going to be back 3. He's
Yeah,
right.
3.
A lot of
And
people.
Eric's been running that for how many years now?
Oh,
Good
quite a
while.
bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 8 or 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, August 19th from 10 to 3. And listen, you got all sorts of stuff going on. You got helicopters landing. You got street cars, monster
He had
trucks.
monster trucks when I was there.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, you got race cars of all genres.
Yep.
You know,
Or is where you always have a couple B model Max. You always gotta have.
there is some
B
old
model
Mac trucks, right? So,
Plenty to look at.
plenty to look
And
at.
if you don't see enough outside, go inside. Check out Eric's store.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
If you're like a kid in a candy store.
it
looking
is.
at all the
Oh
different-
my lord! As I get older, I get fond love of.
It's neat to look
diecast.
at some of that stuff, yeah.
I've been buying.
And you'll see things in there you've never seen
Oh
before.
yeah, like some of the old police, like Dukes of Hazzard police cruiser, like a model of it. You know, I gotta be honest. I literally have been buying a lot of those '80s Winston Cup cars.
You like that, huh?
Oh yeah, that was what I grew up as a kid. The I just got Waltrips, the Budweiser 11. I mean that was sharp then. That Junior Johnson thing. Wow. Anyways, yeah.
I just really hope that Eric's place never burns because he's got things in there that are irreplaceable.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot insure and get the things that he has.
Nah.
And he's got some neat stuff. for
Yeah,
people to buy.
he does.
If he doesn't have something of your favorite
find it.
driver, they probably never made anything of the guy.
Exactly myself.
Well, you're
See,
working on it.
You're right. somebody comes in and says, I lead the Tommy Cordell 124 scale.
They'll have to settle for the real thing.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, call me. I'll be out. You know?
Elbows up.
Elbows up. I'm about
He's like the old hardware store. They always said, if they don't have it, you don't need it.
Exactly.
There you go.
But anyways, this thing here is a great deal, okay? If you want to be a part, contact Eric Farner. He's all over Facebook, Twitter, Tweeter. He's everywhere, man, okay? And he does a heck of a job with this, and it supports a beautiful cause, okay? We will be there as well, okay? So, awesome. Now, your race, obviously, you promoted.
I call it my dad's race.
Your dad's race.
Yep.
Your race for your dad, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's tomato. Come on, Alan. See why I had that on
There
there?
you go.
Okay, that's always something that continues to etch itself in stone each year. Is like awesome, okay? And I think there's a lot of different components to that show. I think there's a
We
component.
have a lot going on.
Yes. I think by the time you hit the gate, a lot of components happen. One of the most important I seen was the funnel cake stand. Okay? Because that was with us, wasn't it?
We make sure that's there
Thank you, Alan. I love
for you.
that.
We had to make sure they had that.
Blueberry dippins. Oh,
That's good stuff.
It is. But no, what we had, you had Arch had their picnic, right?
Mhm.
Okay? You had driver autographs
Yep.
going on the
We
upper.
had vintage cars set up in the parking
You
lot
did?
for people to look at.
Yes, you
As
did.
they arrived or come to the picnic.
Yep. And then a little pop-up shower. Kind of, it wasn't nothing,
We
right?
didn't get excited.
No. And then your car count
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, more than I had hoped for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
very thankful and impressed with that.
Sure.
And thankful to all the teams that came and raced. We appreciate each and every one of them being there.
Yeah, I tell you, there were several states represented easily there
Yeah.
at that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had a really strong gathering of cars.
Yeah, and I mean, I was like, man, Petty John's here. You know,
Yeah,
I was like,
Delaware.
yeah, I was like, that's a tow.
Won a heat race, ran
Yeah,
very well.
Right, exactly. And it seemed to run pretty efficiently and smooth. Okay.
We didn't get done quite as early as we had hoped,
But you
but
didn't start.
we were starting an hour late because of the rain shower.
There you go.
And the rain shower made the track extremely good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was-
So, you know, sometimes you give and take a little bit.
Yeah.
But we were done by 10:20, which would have meant we'd have been done by 9:20 if things wouldn't have got running behind.
And that would have been spot on.
Yeah, we were hoping for 9:30, so we made a lot of gains on the efficiency and
Yeah.
hope to go ahead and hit that number next year.
And the people like the EMMR restoration cars.
Yeah, I got
Hey.
a lot of good feedback from those cars. People
You'd be
like that.
surprised. Yes, is the population as high as us knuckleheads? Like, yeah, with dirt like. But no, you'd be surprised at the amount of people there that appreciate seeing
Yeah.
them.
Even
It
some
brings-
younger
Well,
people
I'd
told me
I'd
that.
like to see them because I can remember going to Edwarstown and seeing some of those very cars racing
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
you
I was younger.
probably sat there as a kid putting suntan
Yeah.
lotion on,
Oh yeah, y'all
watching
had,
those races.
y'all, but we only had copper tone in those days.
You didn't have fabulous Fred.
I figured to use butter.
He might have Crisco'd up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I even had some younger people tell me they liked the old
I had to
cars.
laugh like that.
They couldn't believe that. Said, "Are those cars? Is that really what they race?" I said,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a whole field full of them look
Mhm.
like those." But the MMR brings a good diversion. They bring different divisions
Yeah.
of those
Yeah.
cars, and we merged them into the shows strategically to give the late model guys a little time
Well, they
to
need
work
some
on their
time
cars
to
and get ready
to go.
between warm-ups and time trials, between their heats and the B-main,
Correct.
and between the B-main
And-
and the feature. So it gives them a break, but it keeps something on the track
Correct.
all the time to entertain the fans.
That's the key point. And we've talked about this before. We're under just the biggest gun as everybody else.
Yep.
It's called short, sweet, to the point, burst of all things. You know what I mean?
It's difficult.
It-
yeah.
it's
harder
hard.
than what it looks.
Yeah, because people don't pack up the 3 kids, grandma, their Aunt Judy, go to the races, and maybe even, if you seen people with coolers eating out of their own food at the races back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Sure.
I can remember we did.
Happened all the time.
Yeah, because you were going to be there for quite a span.
Right.
But you were, that was your thing for that night.
You didn't know any different.
That's exactly right.
There weren't as many choices.
That's
back
exactly
then
right.
of entertainment.
Yes.
Today there's a lot of choices.
And then when you committed to something,
2 minutes.
one thing, right?
Sometimes for
Exactly.
2 minutes.
I mean, I like TV. But I no. But the bottom line is that was the thing you were doing for that night.
Right.
You know, and that might have been for the weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
that might be your one
That's
activity.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, you got to think though, when you see, you need to worry. I'm going to coin this phrase, Kale. I need you to get a hold of the department's number. When you stop seeing footballs in the pits or infields not going back and forth, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because they're kids. They're with their parents. You see it at Lincoln. You see it with the growth. You do. Kids that are there with their parents, yeah, they're watching the races, but they're playing too.
Yep.
And that shows that they're there.
Right.
You know, but we're up against a lot. No, we're not the only ones. I think all forms of
Everybody's up against
Right.
it. Anything's up against that now.
yeah. Now, go back to the race hour. The racing was pretty grade A. Boy.
Yeah, we had a great feature.
Yeah.
And that feature was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
You know, Greg Satterley started third. He won his heat race,
Yeah.
but he went back to sixth.
he did.
And then he come charging back up to win the race, past those guys, past good cars.
Quality car.
Keith Jackson led early. Kyle Lee passed him. Greg Satterley passed them both. Kyle Hardy started 10th,
Yeah.
went back to 12th, and drove up to second. A lot of passing.
Yeah, in the last super race there, how did it finish? Top two were the same, weren't
Yeah,
they?
those two seem
Yeah.
to have a pretty good handle on Hagerstown at the moment.
Yeah,
But you know, those other guys were running out ahead of them for a while.
they were.
They made it,
They
they
were.
made it tough on them.
They were. And I tell you, let's just stop on that a second, because that 2T out of Mercersburg, they call the General Lee,
Yep.
right? Old Kyle Lee.
Yep.
That guy,
He was on the gas.
He was.
Yeah.
He ain't afraid of the car. There's no question
No.
about that.
No.
Not
at all.
He's getting her for all she could up top there. And that
I
guy,
thought he was going to win for a while.
I did. It looked like it could have been.
Here come Greg Satterley.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Satterley's a great guy.
He
He's
is.
a model driver. They've got a good race team there, and they've really been good at Hagerstown the last several years.
Perhaps he
Yeah.
may win another one
Yep.
in a row.
Yep.
Right. No, Satterley, they're good people. Robbie Allen's got a good thing going there with them. But no, Kyle Lee, to stop back there a little bit on that, the guy's been around it, like, wherever he's been racing at this year. He's been around it.
They've been up
Right.
in the front.
He has.
The 2T Timmons
Yep.
car has been dialed in very well.
Yes.
And they've had a very good season.
They
Yeah.
have.
They had a lot of
He's
bad
been
luck with engines last
Yeah,
year.
they did.
This year, not so much. I think they had one little problem this year. But they're top 10 car
Mhm.
every night.
Every night. Yeah.
And usually top 5.
Yeah, they're fast off the trailer. Let's face
Yeah.
it. Path Fallon, fast off the
Good
trailer.
preparation.
Yeah, you can tell they're pretty tight with their thing going on there. And that guy, he's expecting a baby, right? Him and
Yeah, she's going to have it. Not him.
well, yeah. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's a different day and age.
No.
Doesn't, you know what?
It's not that different yet, Tommy. Not yet.
Do you know what I always think? If I cut his beard down a little bit, he could pose to a certain degree for a Kyle Lee.
A little bit.
He could. Look at the beard. I'm
He could be a
serious.
stand-in for the movie.
He could. He
Yeah.
could. Yeah.
I don't know if he could drive like Kyle, though. Kyle's pretty darn tough.
Yeah. And plus, you'd be expecting a baby.
But you'd be Kale maybe could do that. I don't know.
You never know. This guy right here, he may be on. You know what I mean?
No. He might
Wow.
be a natural driver, too. We don't know.
Honestly,
He's never
I
driven
know.
one. Maybe he's got talent we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. What do you got, Fred?
Well, we have Keith Walls tuned in.
Okay.
He says you got to get a motor.
I
Keith
do.
is right.
And then we have,
Maybe Keith has one to learn yet.
Well, he might. I don't
then we
know.
have Holly and Hunter Smith.
Hey, there you go. That's my little buddy down
Yeah.
over here.
Good little
Sheila
driver.
and Calvin.
Sheila and Calvin.
Forsythe.
And Tyler, they're good
Haven't
people.
seen them at the races for a while. Good to hear from them.
Yeah, we've been up to see them a lot, doing some stuff for them and things like
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh
do.
yeah, they're great
Good
people.
work.
Great people.
I'm gonna tell you what, I dehydrated and died. Boy, what day was that?
Monday.
Monday afternoon in a sweltering driveway down from her, and she
Sheila
brought
took care of you.
like sweet tea.
Good for her.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
going like 60 cents. It was funny because he was getting more sealer, right?
Yeah.
So he got, I knew he'd be going a while, you know what I mean? So I knew I had to clamp down on this, or we were going to be headlighting her after dark. So I started hammering her down, and it was so blistering hot. that
Oh,
day.
yeah.
And it's out there.
It radiates off of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Now I do wear one of them big straw hats, kind of like I'm in like, you know what I'm saying?
Help you a little
Yeah,
bit.
right. But it still gets you hot.
But you know, your Fred's fabulous tan doesn't.
Yeah, I know. Look at the watch line tags. That's hot, ain't it? Yeah, you know about yeah. But anyways, I was literally like, man, oh, the water jug's kind of getting down a little bit, and there was Sheila with iced tea.
She come at a perfect time.
Yes.
There you
And
go.
she's like, I brought a big one, and it was for fresh ice.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought a big one here too for Fred, and I'm like, Well, by the time he gets back, that'll be melted. So I just drank that one too.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Fred if he got it.
Yeah. Well, what are you supposed to do when I've been melted more?
You were also treated to a very nice dinner there.
They fed us when we worked at your place.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Nice people. Now,
Shout out to my buddy Tyler. Haven't seen
Yeah.
Tyler for a while.
gotta love Tyler.
Saturday night be a good night for him to bring Tyler to the race
Yes.
in Hagerstown.
It would.
It's
It
going to be
would.
a good race.
Oh, and another customer saw me on the way back with the sealer, Dennis Carter.
Well, okay. There you go, Fred. Fred is just a little mogul
Yeah,
out and about.
that's it.
I can't wait to see what we gotta come up with your logo for this Fred's fabulous Fred suntan logo. I'll work on that.
Yeah,
you know I'll figure that out.
You may have to change the number on your car.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're exactly right. Yeah. So, anyways, let's digress a second, okay? And you're well, no, let's not. Let's just look.
So we can't digress much worse than we already have.
Can't,
can
we can't. No, you're right. Your crowd, your attendance seemed in good spirits and up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sense that.
I always look at the grandstand and think, boy, I wish we had just a few more. But it was still a very good crowd.
Yeah.
Especially with the weather being a little iffy around us.
Correct.
I understood that there was rain all around us. And of course it was on top of us.
It was.
There for about 20 minutes it rained. Now I'm told just in the road toward town at the sheet store, which is only a stone's throw from the racetrack. What do you think, 2 miles?
Yeah.
If that.
If that.
They said it poured buckets down there.
Are you serious?
They said if it rained that hard at the speedway,
Right.
we probably couldn't have ran.
See, to
It
me,
was just that close.
Yeah.
That's the way the storms are this time of year. Now,
Yeah.
where I live in town, I'm about 12 to 15 minutes from the track.
Okay.
Never rained. Never rained a drop.
wow.
So it's all hit and miss.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right, totally. You know, I was worried. You get a big bucket dumper, you know, and that will.
Brian Jones and the track crew, Mikey and the boys, they did a great job recovering the track and getting it all run in, ready to go. And hey, we made it all work out.
Hey, speaking of that, you know, another big race we were just talking about this Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over there at the old playground of the Power.
There you go.
Okay, let me quote.
Capital Dirt Track Racing.
Let me quote.
Yeah,
That's a classic picture, isn't it?
that is a classic picture.
Classic picture of
Yeah.
Frank Sagi, the late great. Let me
That was
quote.
when he announced at Winchester in the late 60s that was taken.
That's awesome.
He smoked those cigars.
Yeah, right.
He would come home smoking those cigars on like weekend mornings, and I'd smell that and I'd get a headache when I was a little kid.
Wow. Okay.
My mother would give him hell.
Oh, I'm sure.
He did give that up. But we had stacks of those old boxes of those.
Oh yeah,
cigars.
they were good. No.
Really neat, like wooden boxes.
Oh yeah, some of them are worth a couple bucks
They
now.
probably are.
Maybe you could find them and we could we could auction them,
Yeah.
and then we
Maybe we
could.
could package that suntan lotion in there.
We, that would be the hit right there.
There you go.
Yeah. See, we're thinking
Yes.
about you. Yeah. No. Saturday night. Okay. We got the Free State 50.
Yep.
Okay. And
We thought that'd be kind of a catchy name.
yeah.
You know, Jim Long from the Steel Block Bandits.
Yeah.
This has sort of been my idea to put this race on. I felt like Hagerstown needed to have a big race for the limited late model teams, late model sportsmen, whatever you want to call them. You know, back in the day when I raced in that division, we used to have the 50 lap Tony Arville Memorial.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Yep, we had the 100 lap Ernie Salvage 100.
Yep.
And I really look forward to those races every
Oh
year.
yeah.
We targeted those, and it puts a little extra pep in your step on those big races. And I was fortunate enough to win them both. And, you know, it's neat to win a 50 lap race and a 100 lap race.
Sure.
Now, the 100 lappers are kind of something that's going by the wayside.
Well, they're kind of obsolete almost.
Yeah, there's
anymore.
a couple of them that the Lucas Oil teams run.
Yeah.
But there's only, 4 or 5 across the whole country anymore.
Sure.
But 50 lappers seem to be the main deal for big races. And
Yeah.
I thought it'd be really cool and deserving to give the young drivers, the local drivers, a chance to race in a big race like that, and also a chance to win one. So,
Totally. Yeah.
there was times I went to those races that I felt like we had a chance to win. A few times we did. I felt like there was times I went, maybe not quite a good enough chance to win. but I was still glad to participate.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
It's a neat deal to be involved.
Sure.
I think the fuel stop even adds something to it.
Oh yeah.
That the people, it's like a reset button. They get to take a break.
Yeah.
They can watch the guys on the track get out of their cars.
Yeah.
They can see the crews fueling the cars, and then they restart them up and they run the last half of the race. I think that's a neat aspect to it. I think it's going to be a real neat event for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think your car counts are going to be good. Obviously, I think it's financially padded pretty well. It's $500 to start.
Yep.
$5,000 to win.
Yep.
I looked at the payout.
That's really good money for
It
the
looked
Steel
good down
Block
through.
League.
It did. And
I just think it's deserving for young guys like Devin Hart, and Cody
Oh, yeah.
Kirshner, and Justin Weaver,
yeah,
and a whole host of others. Levi Krau's run extremely well.
he is.
Wes Bonebrake.
Yeah.
Scott Palmer's not as young as them, but I know he likes to run the
He
big
can
races.
stick her in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I give all those guys a shot.
Yeah.
And many others. I think you're going to see a really, really good show. There's going to be a lot of cars there that do have a shot to win this if they get all the bolts in the right holes.
I tell you what, that's half the
And those
battle.
other
Alan.
cars to come run against them, it's just going to be really interesting for the fans.
Yeah.
To see them meet in the middle. So,
I tell you what, I think we got a call coming.
Fred's getting a call, isn't he?
Hello, Elbows Up Dirt Productions. This is the studio. How can I direct your call? Okay, Mr. Long, stand by. I'll give you KO in production.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're live.
Good deal.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Mr. Long, I'm glad to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I appreciate you taking the time here to phone in with us, Alan and I, tonight. And you got a pretty busy weekend coming up here, I hear.
Yes, sir. We sure hope so.
Now, let me know. Now, you're in where? The Carolinas, correct?
I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fort Bragg, North Carolina here, out in Interstate 95.
Okay, so you're going to be making the whole north, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. So, wow, Alan, we were just talking here a minute about this Free State 50, and the dynamics of it regarding a fuel stop.
Yep.
And
Which is a little different for Jim's series, because
Yeah.
those guys in that part of the country all run gas, and you can run more laps on gas.
correct,
Up here, a lot of the local guys, probably 90% of them run alcohol.
correct,
So
exactly.
you need to have a fuel stop.
Yeah. Now, Jim, I was looking at some about the Steel Block Bandits, and it shows that you guys have a 17 race series, like a race schedule, 17 shows.
Yes, sir. That's what we, last year, I think, the first year, which was 2 years ago, we only ran 9 races. We were just kind of trying to prove the concept, and get something going. And then we expanded it to 14 races last year. And then we hope to get all 17 in this year, which we've already lost several to rain.
Right.
But we're actually working with a couple tracks to get those rescheduled. So we certainly want to get all of them in we can.
Yeah, definitely. And we were also, Al and I were discussing before you graciously took some time to call in here with us. We were talking about some of your competitors in the South that a lot of people don't realize, and I'll be quite honest, I didn't realize for just not recent, but anyways, there's a lot of strong talent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jim has cars from the Carolinas, Southern Virginia, Tennessee. They're all coming up here on Saturday. Some of the names the local fans won't be familiar with, but these guys run strong and they got some really nice looking equipment.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be really cool. I tell people that this Steel Block Bandit series is the Lucas Oil of steel block racing.
Yeah, right.
There's going to be a lot of atmosphere at Hagerstown.
Yeah, I guarantee it. Now, Jim, how long have you been doing this with the Steel Block Bandits?
Well, like I said, this is our third season, so we're halfway through our third season. I used to own Fayetteville Motor Speedway, so we ran Fayetteville Motor Speedway for 5 years, and then we had some medical stuff, so we got out of that and sat out a year, and then I saw a need for. There's a lot of quoted. We don't call them limited late models down here. We just call them regular late models.
Right.
We just call them late models. You got super late models, and you got 604 crate late models and 602 crate late models, and we just call our guys late models. And that's really more as a marketing deal more than anything else. I mean, if you call them limiteds, you know, the fans think there's something better. You know, and these cars are basically you take the engines out of these and put an open, you know, super motor in, and it's the same thing. They go compete with the same cars. So, but anyway, we sat out a year and then started this deal, and like I said, it's grown, you know, quickly. This year we've already had we've had 8 different winners in 8 races. We've already had 100, and I think it's 100. My daughter keeps up with all the stats, but 160 some drivers already come through the series this year.
Wow.
He's going to hit 30 some more to that total.
We've already exceeded last year's numbers. So we're growing, but we're growing slowly and smartly. We do try to go in areas where there are cars. But you guys mentioned about, you know, the talent and some of the guys coming in, and I still remember when I was a kid and at my local racetrack when there would be a bigger race and you'd have drivers coming in from other places. I just remember the excitement. It was really cool to be able to see new paint schemes, new car numbers, you know, just new drivers in general coming in, you know, to our local track. So that's something we take pride in. We still have 12 guys that have had perfect attendance.
Wow.
You know, through our first races, and so, you know, we like coming in, and I still, as an adult and as, you know, series owner, I still like going into new tracks and seeing the new cars and the new schemes and seeing drivers in person that I've, you know, heard about or read about over the years. So I'm still a race fan at heart, you know, above everything else.
Yeah, I tell you, it is neat seeing that. You know, that was a big heyday for me as a kid, watching the Star Series come into town, even the Max Series. You look at a lot of the guys I was been seeing, and you guys, they do a good job of their promotion.
It was a great job.
That's a really strong. I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
good deal.
Yeah. And now, does your guys? You obviously know your drivers and everything, and they were maybe pretty excited about coming up this way or and racing in this area.
Yeah, I mean, you know, me being here from the Mid-Atlantic, you know, in North Carolina, you know, Hagerstown is one of those tracks that, you know, that I always heard about. And that was, you know, Hagerstown was the place to be for many, many years. I'm not saying it's not now. I'm just saying we would hear about it down south and all the big races and the drivers that race there, and so. I know even for me a month or so ago when my fiance and I came up and scoped the track out and everything, you know, and did a little PR, a little interview there and just stuff, just kind of scouting everything. I mean, I was exciting for me to come up and, you know, come up to the track again. And it's certainly something special there for sure. But I think our guys are excited about coming. I know many of them have expressed that. And we've got some other guys that are coming that don't run the tour full time, but they race with us, you know, when they can, when they have open times. So we're bringing a strong contingent, and I know you guys have a strong contingent, not just there locally at Hagerstown, but in the region there.
Sure.
So we should have a great car count, and should be a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Tell me, it is the northernmost appearance of Jim's Steel Block Bandits series.
So geographically, that's the farthest they get.
This is the furthest north that his series has been. That the people, you know, in this area will get their first opportunity to see his organization and the cars that he brings.
Sure.
Now, a lot of them will be familiar with the name Steel Block Bandits. Back in the day, in the late 2000s, early 2010s, Danny Wilson ran the Steel Block Bandits series.
Correct.
That was basically in this region, in the Mid-Atlantic region. Unfortunately, that had shut down for a few years.
Correct.
And Jim approached Danny and asked him if he could use that name. It was a catchy name,
Yeah.
and kind of cool for the insignia.
Oh, no, I agree. Kind of
Yeah.
like Fabulous Fred's lotion.
Yeah,
Same
there
thing.
you go.
Very
It's
good.
catchy.
Catchy.
So I think it's a neat deal, and people will associate this with the Steel Block Bandit races in the past.
Sure.
But Jim's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely. And the thing of it is, Alan, and Jim, you correct me if please do. I don't like to be corrected either. No, I'm just, but no.
You probably need it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. the drivers here, correct me if I'm wrong, are blue collar. They go to work every
They
week
work.
for the most part,
Yep.
and race on the weekends or special shows. Correct, Jim?
Yes, and that's the case with our guys. I mean, we don't have anybody that quote unquote races for a living. But with that being said, when I set out to start this thing, I did it specifically for the late model division because I wanted to be able to showcase the talent, that is in this division. I mean, everybody thinks if you're not a super late model driver, then you're not all that. And
Right.
So, that's just simply not the case. I mean, there's people raise late models for various reasons. Some of it's economics. Some of it's just time commitment,
Sure.
travel, willingness to travel, and those types of things. So, the supers, I love watching super late model racing. I watch pretty much everything that's on TV. I got all the streaming services.
Okay.
But I wanted to be able to showcase the talent, and we do have some really, really talented racers across the East Coast here, and
Sure.
and so we wanted to be able to put on. To go to the nicest or the best racetracks, the most historic racetracks, and pay good money. I mean, this year we were able to go to. We were the only late models, the only division really to race at Bristol Motor Speedway this year, along with the
Other than NASCAR, they were in.
American All-Star Series. We raced there the Saturday night before the Cup guys raced.
Okay.
And put on a heck of a race. But, I mean, I circle back just a second. Y'all mentioned alcohol earlier. Our rules only allow for regular racing fuel, but when we come to some of these tracks up north, we do make an allowance for the methanol. Because we know a lot of them still run that stuff. They also are limited to 358 cubic inches up that way, and our rule is 365 max. And so with them running that methanol system, they get a little more horsepower, a little more foot-pounds of torque to the rear wheels, which makes those 358 cars, competitive with our 365 cubic inch engine. So it works out good.
Yeah, I mean, talking about motors, we've obviously been, we've talking a lot about the 525 motor and its relevance and stuff. And
Jim allows those also.
Okay, so Jim allows the 525 motor.
They make a little less power.
Okay.
But they are, a little less expensive to buy.
Sure.
And they race really good, especially on the shorter tracks.
Okay. Now, talking about the fuel stop, obviously.
I did want to say, we do allow the 525, and we've had some guys push back with us because the name of our series is Steel Block Bandits. Mm-hmm. And of course, the 525 crate motor has an aluminum block.
Right.
And so they're like, well, why do you allow that when your name says blah, blah, blah? Well, the reality is like Alan said, it's a good, reliable motor. It's less horsepower, but, it's inexpensive. It's a good motor for what we're doing. But we do make them put 50 pounds in front of the motor plate.
Yes.
Okay.
That's your equalizer.
To compensate for the aluminum block. So there's no advantage there. And I wanted to get that out because that's the biggest complaint that guys that run regular steel block cars is like, getting that weight off the front end is a big help.
Right.
With getting the handling and the balance of the car right. So they always think they have an advantage. And then we ran into that in Tennessee last year when Tyler Barrett won. And some of the guys were complaining and kind of smarting off about the aluminum block thing. And I was like, well, we're fixing to take his 50 pounds off and measure it, which we do anytime a 525 is the win.
Okay.
So that, anyway, it just takes that advantage away. So there's really no reason not to let them run. They have less horsepower.
Right.
They can turn less RPMs, and it's just a good motor.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I've been hearing, the 525 is obviously, well, I've heard it coined as the future of late model racing.
Very well could be.
Yes.
They're inexpensive to buy. They go over 2,000 laps between rebuilds. So you get a little more time out of them.
Correct.
I've heard 2,500 laps.
Wow.
And
you're
they
on a
are
wet
wet
sump
sump,
system.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have all the dry sump equipment on the car, which also slows the motor down a little bit because you've got the crankshaft running through the heavy racing oil.
Yeah.
So, you know, what Jim was saying, it does make a little less power, but it's very reliable power.
Sure. And I think we're in a day and age, let's face it, nothing's getting cheaper.
No.
And you try to look for reliability, long endurance, and but we also know that in the racing world motor industry, things happen, but it seems like the curve of that is lessened with these 525 motors.
I think Jim's got a real good program where he integrates that engine with the steel block engine.
Sure.
But it's a very equal playing ground, and neither one dominates.
Yeah.
In fact, the steel block motors still win the majority of his races.
Well, I mean, do you think we didn't blow up and I could attend this, but even with the 525 thing, like my left side weight's through the roof, so they probably wouldn't even make me carry it. They'd be like, "Nah, you're good. Like, you're good to go." Like, kind of like they did on them late model shows.
Got to put that weight in front of the Fireball, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's
right.
the key.
That's the ticket right there. That's the ticket. Yeah. Now, Jim, we have a lot of youth racing. I feel is pretty popular around here. Okay.
Very much so.
And I know personally that a lot of the junior racers, okay, they're racing tomorrow night under front. They're also coming back Saturday a lot to watch the show. Okay. And they're also, this show shares another special part of the show. And that's the Eric Johnson Tribute, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And that's a pure stock race that pays $1,001.
Yep, that's good money for the pure stock division.
Yeah, yeah.
And bonuses down the line.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Eric Johnson's widow, Karen, puts that together. She does a great job.
Yeah, definitely. So I think you're getting a bang for your buck.
Yeah.
By far.
And only
Saturday
two
night.
divisions.
Yeah.
But premier races for
Exactly.
both of them.
Exactly. Because
It'll
that
be a good, efficient show.
Yes, that pure stock race is going to have some nail biters in it
Oh,
too.
yeah. They'll
for
have
that.
some outside cars.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no doubt about it. Now, going back to the younger drivers, Jim, off the top of your head, what's maybe your youngest driver in your guys' series down there?
Man, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure.
You think you got some in the late teens?
Yeah, I know last year, like Cody Wright, he ended up runner-up in our Rookie of the Year program. He's out of Virginia.
Now, was
Cody
his father,
was,
Nathan Wright?
I think 18 or 19.
Okay.
Jim, was
This
his
year,
father
I don't think we
named
have
Nathan?
like some super young guys. We do have some that slip in and run here and there. But as far as, I know Matt Glandon is, I'm not sure exactly how old Matt is, but Matt's from up you guys' way there in Maryland.
Yeah, Eastern Shore.
I know he's looking forward to being there, but he follows
Yeah, one
us.
car.
But
Good
we don't
little
really
car.
have any super young guys on the tour this year on a regular basis. But we definitely do have some that slip in and run from time to time.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Lear, the Dream Team Racing,
Yep.
that group runs a lot of your shows, or has, like Kyle.
Yeah, they've run over half of them.
They've run over half of them, correct?
Kyle, Cody, and
So,
DJ Garrett.
so they had a bad situation. They started out and Kyle was going to run for the championship. I think Cody was running for Rookie of the Year. But man, at Bristol they popped. They broke a motor. Well, Kyle broke a motor early, and then I believe Cody broke a motor crossing the checkered flag, and he drove a great race. He changed from the back to the front. Was a hard charger there. I think he finished about 8th or 9th or something there. But they had some engine trouble. I think they popped a couple motors before that. Just racing away from the tour.
Sure.
So I think they had some engine troubles, and so I think they had to back up and regroup a little bit as far as coming out on the tour.
Sure.
They'll
We had
all
a couple
three be
other-
at
we had a
Hagerstown
couple other
Saturday
guys
with
that
bells
were in
on.
Hagerstown, Jeff King Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we loved having Jeff out on the tour. Him and
Good guy.
Yeah, he is.
what's that?
Jeff King, we were saying, a good, great guy.
Yeah.
Experiences
Oh, yeah.
I've had with Jeff, he took time to talk to me about my car up in Path Valley. Remember you were there?
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
We loved having Jeff out on the tour, and also Wayne Bryant. Both of those started out on the tour this year, and
Natural
the
Bridge.
thing I liked about them
Okay.
was they raced as a family. They had
Yeah.
their kids with them and wives, and didn't have a lot of help. So hoping maybe they can regroup and this isn't easy. What we do, I mean, we only run 17 events, but we try to race once, maybe twice a month. But this year we kind of had a bunch crammed in to start the season, and we've gotten rained out. Lost a little momentum here for the last couple of races, but it's not easy. I mean, you're racing against not only a dozen to 16 drivers that have perfect attendance that follow the tour every week, but then when you go into an area, you're racing against the best of the best. In that particular area, so it's difficult. And those guys had some really good runs, but the track surfaces are different down south and out in Tennessee than they're used to, and vice versa. The guys, so it's definitely a learning curve. You're gonna take your lumps. DJ Garrett's another one.
Yeah.
We loved having DJ with us, and again, he had some engine troubles and has had to back up and punt a little bit, but we love having those guys out with us.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Well, they're getting plenty of rest this week because they're all at the scene at the beach.
There you go.
Yeah, they're all at the
They
beach.
should be
They're only
resting
about an
around.
hour and 45 minutes from me down at the beach, but normally I probably would have gone down there to see him, but I had knee replacement surgery last Tuesday, so I'm a little slow right now, moving a little slow right now, but
I totally
things seem to
understand.
be getting better every day, so.
Well, okay. Now, Fred, is there anybody has some comments there for Jim?
No, I just looked up that Matt Landon's from Denton.
Denton.
Yeah.
Matt Glandon?
Glandon.
Glandon.
Yeah, he's from Denton.
01.
Yeah,
Denton,
Denton,
Maryland.
Maryland.
Denton, Maryland. Okay.
Nice looking car. Runs
Okay.
well.
Okay. Yeah, now let's talk about you for those who are tuned in, because I know a lot of the racers are racing in this race this weekend are tuned in.
Yeah.
On the fuel stop, that's all can happen on that fuel stop is fuel.
No,
And air pressure.
Air pressure.
At the drivers' meeting, before everything gets started, we have a 10-minute time to fuel stop. They can make whatever changes they want to on the race cars. They can, make a shock adjustment, replace the shock, whatever. They can do pretty much anything they want to with the car, but the tires have to stay on the race cars. They can't remove the tires to make another adjustment or whatever.
Sure.
The tires have to stay on the race cars. That way we don't get into trying to figure out whether they did change the tire.
Yeah.
Swap tires around or whatever. So
that's a game changer. Think about that.
we did that.
You can make adjustments on that's a game
You
changer.
get better, you get worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's called the Cash Money 100. I think this is the 9th annual this year. I started it back when I was at Fayetteville, but we started doing that fuel stop deal, and we always would do it like a lap. If it's a 100-lap race, we did it at lap 25, just so they would still have a big long 75-lap run rather than a halfway deal.
Sure.
I did that race at Natural Bridge and had a couple of alcohol guys come, so we did do it at 50 laps.
Sure.
But it's a 10-minute time deal. We usually get either a track announcer or our PR guy, Eddie, to come down there on the front straightaway. We line them up on the front straightaway there, and it's pretty cool. He'll interview a couple drivers, while their crews are making adjustments. And we do a countdown. We let them know, because when we get to 0 or to 10 minutes, however you want to look at it, they better be strapped in, fired up, and ready to go. We pull off, and so if you're not ready, then you're going to go to the tail. But it works out good. The fans, we do it on the front straightaway so the fans can see it, and it's become something that the fans really enjoy.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. like the old days.
Big part of the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally think that's great. Yeah. Wow. Well, I tell you, Jim, what you're doing is amazing. You have an amazing series,
Yep.
and there's a
Good
lot
job.
of talent in that series.
Yep.
And I know these fellas up here are looking forward to running with you, vice versa. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be a wonderful show that night. Like we said, great bang for your buck to go to the races and
Yes.
see 2 great shows.
We urge all the fans to get out to
Yeah.
Hagerstown Saturday night. You're going to be glad that you're there. You
Exactly.
don't want to miss this.
I'll
Exactly.
be honest with you, I'm looking forward to the pure stock race. I'm not one of these late model snobs. I have a late model series, but I just like a good race. I don't
Yeah.
care what it is, and a lot of times
It will be good.
the
Oh, yeah.
divisions put on a really good show. These front wheel drive cars, a lot of time, or the slower the cars, a lot of times the better racing they do. So
They run in packs.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Can't get
yeah.
away from each other.
Yeah, everybody's playing tag. Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you, Jim, now you guys bring a PR person, an announcer, and all that, huh?
Yes, sir. We travel with a full team. We'll have our own scorekeeper. We have our own announcer. We have our own race director. We have our own tech people. We have our own pit stewards, lineup guys. Usually our lineup guys and pit steward guys will come alongside the local track people and just kind of fill in some gaps there and
Sure.
try to help and just kind of be a bridge between how we do things and how y'all do things weekly.
Yeah.
We certainly want to keep your guys plugged in because you guys know your facility better than anybody. So
Sure.
We'll have 8 or 9, 10 guys there and guys and gals. We also we bring our own merch trailer. So we'll have Kathy will be up there in grandstands with our merch trailer and have Bandit swag and for you guys to purchase and help promote
Wow.
the series. So
Man,
we'll do some giveaway for the kids as well while we're up there.
Oh,
Andy,
kids
our
giveaway
announcer and
stuff.
PR guy, he'll have some little
you go.
Bandit placards to give away to some kids and take some pictures with them and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, we gotta keep the fans involved and keep the young
Good.
people involved for sure. That's what helps pay the bill, and that's the future of our sport. So we try to do our best with that.
Tommy, this is a very well organized series.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to be really impressed with the show that Jim and his staff present.
Sure.
Don't jinx us, Alan.
Well, Jim, I tell you, it's been a pleasure speaking with you here. I really appreciate your time to call in, and I look forward to meeting you Saturday and at some point there, and putting the name with a face, vice versa. And I look forward to what you guys, everything you're telling us here is it seems like a pretty good deal, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty good deal.
We certainly look forward to coming. We appreciate you and your team and Alan, and we were on the other show last night and with Mike and those guys, and we with Walter, and we just appreciate everybody helping promote this event. We want to do more events up in the northern area, and so this is kind of a big step for us. So we appreciate everybody jumping on board and helping make it happen.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, sir, I really appreciate it. I know Alan does, and let's have a good time this Saturday.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Jim.
Sounds good. We'll see you this weekend.
Take care, Jim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
sir.
bye.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
Yep.
That was Mr. Jim Long, owner. He said, owner. I caught that. I didn't realize that. Tonight. Okay.
He is the top guy.
He's the top
We
guy.
went right to the top.
Well, right to the top, Alan. I love it, baby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He brought Fayetteville Speedway back down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
During the time that he ran the track, he had things really going well down there.
Yeah.
And that track was kind of down and out.
Yeah.
And he brought it back, and like he had mentioned, his wife had gotten sick at the time, and he had to pass the track
Sure.
to somebody else. And then he started the Bandits.
But then something else lied ahead of him.
There you go.
You know, there's always something else opens, closes,
Yep.
opens.
That's right.
Okay. Well, man, they bring the whole cavalry.
Oh yeah.
Wow, they even got merch.
This is like the World of Outlaws or Lucas
Yeah.
Oil coming to town.
Do you think anybody's gonna scream and yell on the merch bank like you can't touch your stuff there?
Let's hope not.
No.
We don't want any problems like
We're
that.
not over into
No.
the sprint. What do you got, Freddie?
Well, we have Devin Bishop tuned in. He said he's cutting tires as he's watching.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Ray Ciccarelli,
Ray Ciccarelli, baby.
Barry Lear Jr.,
Barry Lear.
and Brian Jones.
Brian Jones. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, now you know that.
Brian's got a game plan for the racetrack.
No, I guarantee. I
Yeah.
bet he does. And you know that Devin. You know, did you see all their mustaches?
Yeah. Those guys are something, aren't they?
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
like that would be like on a bunch of like what was that with the fawns? The fawn Happy Days.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
the fawns. You know, the
Yeah,
mustache.
those guys are usually happy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are happy. Yeah, they are happy. Wow. Now, Alan, let's just rewind.
You know, Levi Corral
Yeah.
is who Devin helps, and Levi ran 4th against the super late models at
Yes,
Winchester
he
a
did.
couple weeks ago.
That was a strong finish. Pretty stout field.
Won his heat race.
Yes.
So
How about the
gives him a real
general?
good chance on Saturday night.
Oh no, I do too. How about the general lead?
Yes,
Kyle Lee.
that's the big news that's come out. Kyle Lee will be there
Yeah.
on Saturday night driving the Bruce King Racing number 15.
15.
Number 15, yeah.
And that is a good piece of
It
equipment.
is a good piece of
That
equipment.
car won with the Steel Block Bandits series last month at
Yes,
Virginia Motor Speedway
that's correct.
with Cody Overton driving.
That's correct.
Cody can't be here Saturday night, so Bruce Kane has employed Kyle Lee for the evening. And like you said earlier, Kyle Lee is on the gas.
He is on the gas. You're right. He's going to work on the car. I mean,
Yep.
he's
He's
going to
gonna
work.
go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
Yep.
Man, I tell you what, there's some tough comp
It's going to be
coming off in
good.
this thing.
You know, Tyler Baer came to Hagerstown for my dad's race.
What happened to Tyler?
Had a little pump belt come off that night.
Okay, I
He
won.
was qualified in the heat race.
Yeah, yeah.
He was going to be in the show.
Okay.
And they wanted to come support the event, which I really appreciated
Yeah.
from Tyler and his mom and dad.
Sure.
Booper and Lori, that they wanted to come be a participant that night, and also to get a little track time and tweak their setup for this event.
Yeah.
Derek Quaid did the same thing that night.
Right. In the
Derek
74.
runs with the Steel Block Series. He's running for the championship,
Okay.
and in fact, I think Derek is their point leader, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay.
I think he's the point leader, and Tyler's second, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. And they both ran the Frank Sagi Tribute to get a little edge for this Saturday night.
Yeah.
So both of them will be top contenders.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There ain't no doubt about it.
It's going to be something else.
I mean, and you throw the freaking high, wide, and handsome in the previous, the 151, now 49, right?
Yep. Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah.
You know he's got the bling, bringing the sting.
Yep.
I like it. That's what we're rolling with him
Kyle
now.
Lear can run good anywhere.
Yeah, he can.
Anywhere.
Yep, he can. He's fast off the trailer.
Yeah, he'll
There's
be
no
the
doubt
one.
about it.
And his brother Cody's running really good.
Cody's
this year.
had some. You're right.
Got a little
Yeah.
better equipment and it
You're
shows.
right. I guarantee you. There's no doubt about it, man. And the guys, they have their little gig going. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The dream team.
They have fun. They have
Key
fun.
points. Key point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's revert back here, Alan. I want to talk a minute. Now, the ultimate late model show, okay, was just at Path Valley, okay,
Yep.
and that was last Friday.
That was ULMS.
ULMS, ultimate late. Yeah, right, correct. And that was a good show. A good
Yeah, very good.
turnout was phenomenal.
Nice crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Very good crowd.
Yeah, and I tell you, I gotta, when I think about Path Valley, you know, I honestly gotta say, and I'm sure you'll agree, there's a lot of work going on around there.
That place impresses me. Every
Yes.
time I go back, I see something new.
Yeah.
Something different that they built. They
Scoreboard.
cleaned up. Yeah, how about that scoreboard?
Scoreboard.
That was the big addition.
Yeah.
I talked to John Winsett about that. He's very proud of that new scoreboard as well. He
Oh,
should
yeah.
be. He said over the winter they're going to remount it. They want to raise it up a little bit,
Okay, bring it up a
which
little.
I thought's another good idea.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are always working.
Yeah.
John Winsett, Dr.
Zach
Zach
Krause.
Krause, and the staff up there, they work super hard.
Todd Ward,
Yeah,
T.A.
Todd
Ward.
Ward puts a lot into that place.
a lot into that. A lot. And
That guy's good for racing.
Yeah, and them guys all have a passion, a burn
Yep.
for what's going on there.
Yep.
And their car counts are decent.
Yep.
And you go there, and I got to be honest with you, the racing, it's a good shit kicking racetrack
It
on
is.
Saturday, Friday.
Good
Honestly,
show.
you're right. I'm going to tell you what, buddy. We
That late
spent.
model feature was good.
Oh,
With
yeah.
3 different leaders.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
went green and checkered.
Yeah, exactly. Then he had a caution afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Right after the checkered. Go
Right,
figure.
Exactly. You might have heard I was on the 2 turntables
I
on
was going to
microphone.
say, I don't know if anyone was there, but your own elbows up man here, Tommy Cordell, was on the microphone.
I was on the mic. I guarantee it. I was loving every minute.
Margin in charge.
Oh, but you think not? I was laying them down on another level.
I heard this announcer, and I did not know it was you. I thought, well, this announcer they got up here is pretty good.
Yeah.
This guy sounds good. And later on, I found out it was our buddy Tommy.
Yeah.
Elbows were up.
Elbows were up. I was into it. They said just go with it.
You did very well.
Thank you, Alan.
Great
And
job.
I did Victory Lane, which I was like, it was so funny. They're like, you doing Victory Lane? And I'm like,
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were announcing.
yeah.
I thought the guy sounded good, but I didn't recognize your voice because I just didn't put you in
Well,
that
yeah.
position.
Yeah.
When I saw you Victory Lane, I thought maybe you were the trophy girl. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, I tell you, Alan.
I thought this was a bad joke here.
It is, Alan, and I tell you, I get put in a lot of awkward positions sometimes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and you know, it's going back to Path Valley. I got, you know, listen. At the end of the day, man, there's a lot of really hard efforts going there, and a lot of good things happening. And I mean, it was amazing the people that were there for that show.
Yeah.
That place was packed.
Stands were full.
Yeah, it was Arts Night as well, you know, and everything. And I like this announcing thing, Al. I'm actually going to be, get ready, peoples, the HQMA, right? Friday Night Lights tomorrow night at the Quarter Midget track.
There you go.
And I like this show. We were the last one because we've been hauling little Abby Spielman's car over there. We love this. It's fun. And it makes you realize what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, to watch those kids race.
Exactly.
The fun they have.
Yeah, exactly. About the biggest thing you need to keep them kids is a box of tears for some. Seriously, you know what I mean? Like the old saying, you know, because feelings get hurt.
Once in a while.
It's
not always.
No, but the truth of the bottom line with that is, it's just pure good old fashioned. These kids are at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to do
yeah,
good,
they're fun to
and
watch.
they
Yeah,
get
they really are.
Yeah, and they're raw emotions. Some come out and they ran like third and they're upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they tried. You know.
Yep.
And see, that's what it's about.
It's good entertainment on a Friday night.
It is.
It's free to get in. There's no charge.
Yeah.
You know what I like about it more than anything? Young people are learning how to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're out doing things.
Learning how to interact.
Yeah.
Right.
Compete.
Yeah. There was 100+ cars.
You learn how to win. You learn how to
Learn
lose.
Exactly.
That's part of life.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, you know what? The fish. I want to bring this up. I know that people can't see the fish, Alan. But this is like an old saying, or maybe it'll be one of my wise tales. Or anyways. There was 5 fish there, Alan. And that one there is a goldfish, correct?
Yeah.
And we had a couple other thugs, okay, to make a long story. They were thugs, they were bullies.
Yeah.
And we've had these fish for 6 or 8 months, probably longer than that, right? And this one would get, how long, Kale?
It's been since like November.
Okay.
December, something.
Back
Been a
in
while.
This year.
So these guys, like, they all just slam him. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? They
Yeah.
body slam him. Like, he didn't amount to nothing, you know? And you could tell, am I right? They you go to feed him, they just push him away.
It looks like he's a survivor, though.
You know what, though?
There he is.
Them other 5 or 4, however many it is, those thugs, they're laying across the creek because they dead.
They went by the wayside.
And right there, he outlasted. And there's a little bit of story to be said. You
King
know,
of this castle.
exactly. You know what I mean? The days when the last shall be first and the first shall be last.
There you go.
You know, everybody just, you got to pile your time out, you know, and keep working hard and doing your thing.
That's right.
And I see that to tell these kids over here, the young people at the Quarter Midget track, they continue to work hard.
Yep.
You know, and there's some
Things will
talent over there.
Yep.
There is.
Holy
There's
cow.
some very talented
That quarter
kids.
midget track has brought a lot of drivers to the big track over the years.
Yes. Kali, I mean, we
Yeah.
can go on and on.
Wes Bonebrake.
Yeah.
Wes Bonebrake.
Gunner.
Craig Klein.
Craig Klein, yes. Didn't they have like the wooden
Craig
wheels?
Klein was actually a kid at one time.
He was.
Yeah.
Great Klein, Denny Bonebrake, Denny Rando.
Yeah.
John
Yeah, when
Rollins,
they had
yeah.
the track, Rodney Franklin.
Yeah.
That'd have been over in Funkstown.
In
when they
Funkstown.
ran.
That was over the Funkstown area.
But yeah, the quarter midget racing is very good for
It's
an
good for the
upstart.
area.
and
Yes.
get people to move into the big cars.
Exactly. And I tell you, tomorrow night I'm going to be announcing the features and doing some pit interviews.
Good deal.
I'm stoked, Alan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have a good time with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're even thinking about, given the situation we're in, competing. What? There's an age group, the age limit on them. I don't know.
Yeah, there's also a weight limit.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Maybe more fit for Kale.
Yeah, I think Kale can squeeze down in
Kale
that
can
car.
squeeze, but I don't.
You might be past your prime for that.
I think I am, Alan.
But
You know,
you're very good for other things, but maybe not driving a quarter midget.
I understand, Alan. I probably shouldn't even try
We
this.
maybe would have to get you a half midget or a 3/4.
A 3/4 midget. Inch and 7/8 midget.
Yeah.
1 7/8 midget.
I'll talk to our buddy Rick Eckert about that and see what he thinks.
Well, Edward likes.
He'll probably have some ideas.
When you say the word
Maybe take a porta power and
widen
widen the car. or
widen the
something.
car. But if
Yeah.
you say midget, his ears will pop right up.
Yeah,
I guarantee
he'll
you.
be on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so please, a lot of good racing going on this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Right in your backyard,
Good
seriously.
stuff.
You don't have to leave the area. You can go to Hagerstown Friday night and watch them kids. I'm telling you, I never went there. I've read about it, know what goes on, but I've never actually went there for the duration till this year. And I gotta be honest.
Guarantee you, you'll have a good time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you do.
it's
I
okay,
mean, I
man.
always knew it was there, but I never went either.
Oh yeah.
And that's been around for a long time.
Some of these people, I mean, they're they're pretty into it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you.
You know, look, Gunnar Wall's just come out of those quarter
He
midgets,
did.
and look how well he's doing on the big tracks.
Oh, exactly.
You know, it's
I can remember when Shaw Motors up in Hancock used to sponsor
Yeah.
one of those little.
they had cars where the grandson
Sh-
drove.
Show 'em
Yes.
others. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Fred, I tell you, old Fred's on the ball tonight, ain't he?
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
Fred knows.
He's got
He remembers.
He remembers that, and he's got the lotion thing coming into
Yeah.
play.
Just don't ask me what happened yesterday because I can't remember.
Well, Fred, I understand.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning, Fred?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Am I here?
That's right.
Oh yeah. So I tell you, Alan. Wow, we've had a really nice show here tonight, and
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun coming on with you.
I appreciate you coming on, Alan, and I appreciate all your efforts. We're gonna be back on the air August 24th. Okay, so it's a little time there on a Thursday, like always, right? Okay. The bottom line, you've seen that advertised. The bottom line kind of goes around to those little one-on-one garage at the track kind of little discussions, interviews, quick blurps. You know, we enjoy that. We enjoy our commercials. Please log in. There's a lot, like I said, this weekend going on. Hagerstown, good race. The quarter midgets, great times.
Bedford has their fair race.
Bedford has their fair race.
It's always
That's
cool
right.
to go to a fair and watch a race.
Yes, some of the coolest pictures
Used to do that.
are with the
too.
Ferris wheels at the
Yep.
back. They're
Yep.
awesome pictures
Yeah.
right there.
The fair
Used to do
races
that
at
when
Port
I
Royal
was
and
little.
Bedford are always
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah, I love them.
Go to the fair at Bedford.
Yeah,
Always like
Fred's an old Bedford Fair guy. You know what
Is
I'm
he?
saying?
Yeah.
him and Lonnie Northcraft.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking next year Fred ought to set up a booth there at the fair and sell suntan lotion.
There you go.
Honestly, I think I
You
would
might
be.
have to look into that.
You should
Yeah.
demo it, Fred. Walk around the pits and be like, "Hey, you need me to put some lotion on?" You know, because it's hot. It gets hot out up in there.
You know, something you could do with kale is just having to put lotion on one leg. Also,
Yes,
And have one leg before, one leg after.
There you go.
that's a good idea. It's
Yeah.
just, it's no different having my watch imprint. It's just you're making one light, one
Yeah.
dark. You know, that's
I'm
a
not
good
laughing
idea.
at you, Kale. I'm laughing with you. Look at my legs. You probably seen better legs on a chair.
I tell you,
When it's
Alan,
too hot to wear long pants today. Isn't
I
it?
guarantee you, I've been working on these for a while myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Fred, is there anybody throwed us a bone there, signed in a little bit?
Oh, I just saw, let me look here. Just saw David Barb.
Oh, okay.
He just said he just tuned in. Great show. And Daniel Cruz.
That's our buddy Zach Krause.
Kraus. Oh,
He goes by Daniel
Yeah.
Cruz on Facebook.
And here- and-
But that is Dr. Zach
Hey,
Krause.
speaking of what's coming up there, though, I want you to hear me out. Let me get the date right. August 5th, yes. August 5th, it's a big race. Austin Gelwick's Memorial Race.
Okay.
They've had that a couple years.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And they get, it's for 4 cylinders, you know, I'm pretty sure. And they get a PAL. Like, that's a big deal. It ain't even about the money to win it. It's just
Those
to
guys
win
look
it.
forward to that
Yeah.
race every year.
It's a huge, it's huge. And there's also, I know, you know, because now I was up in the booth and all. You know what I'm saying?
Inside information.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But there's a big secret going down at Path Valley that night. A surprise.
Oh,
I can't say.
maybe everybody needs to go.
I think they should. I've honestly, not this, they should go this Saturday too, but it's the next Saturday, and Limited's are on that show too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Austin Gelwick's Memorial. Okay? Go ahead, Fred. What do you got?
We just had Roger Puffenberger tune in.
Okay, Roger.
And Sheila says Tyler's watching.
Good. I'm glad
Good.
Tyler's
Hi,
watching.
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Good to see you, buddy. I can't slide this. I seen him the other day.
Yeah.
I've seen, we've been up and working around there, so we've seen Tyler, you know, because it's awesome. He always has a sign something for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
great. Fast Friday, me, Kale, myself, like that. Because, I mean,
Tyler asked your mom and dad to bring you to the races Saturday night.
yeah, that's good. I think
It'd
they
be a good
should.
race for you.
Yes, Tyler.
Yeah.
Very much. That'd be awesome for you to come there. But, yeah, so going back, that's going to be a nice show at Path Valley. And there's a huge surprise. I'm telling you, it's going to be off the charts. I'm telling you. Like that. So everybody tune in, stand by. But, Alan, do you have anything? Did you like to add to tonight's show?
Just like to thank everyone who attended my father's tribute race and honored Lynn Paxton, Hal Browning, and Jerry Freeze. They all three seemed to have a really good time at the race. For those of you who watched it on Flow Racing, I appreciate that also. And just urge everybody to get out and support local racing.
Yeah, I did
Support
too.
local tracks.
Exactly. And I even signed some autographs. That
I
night.
seen that.
Yeah.
You had some nice hero cards there. with
I
the
did,
picture
didn't I?
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
yeah.
looking deal.
Yeah, couple young little guys come over, you know, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Can you sign this?" You know, and I was like, "Why, yes, I will."
That's
Yeah, that's what it takes. But you know what, though? Honestly, I'm nobody, you know. But the thing of it is, though,
Everybody's somebody.
you're right. But if them cars, like, I can't imagine if I had every little knick-knack from when I was in the 80s or 90s
Yep.
that a racer had, because he was there, and it was him, and they existed,
Yep.
and now you got that. Like, that's such a
Yeah.
piece of historical,
Yep.
you know, whatever you would call it, you know, an artifact, if you will.
Hey, someday that kid will bring that out
Yeah,
and say, I met Tommy Cordell that night at Hagerstown Speedway.
yeah.
You may be a famous announcer by that time,
Could be
a
Alan.
famous race car driver. You could be president of the United States.
Wow, you know it, Alan. I guarantee you.
Anything's possible with this
Yeah, you know it. I don't mess around, Alan. I full
You're,
head of
you're
steam.
going to be doing something.
I hope, Alan. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because
You may be selling suntan lotion. I don't know.
how much she
But
pays.
you'll be doing something.
If she can put me a new motor in over there, we'll sell her. I
There
can
you
tell
go.
you that right
That's
now.
right.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate you taking the time tonight to tune in. Episode 35, who'd have ever thought, right? We're getting up to 35.
35?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And Alan, we've had the pleasure, you've been a part from its beginning. You know, you gave it a run there right in the beginning.
Was I on your first show or second one? It was right at the beginning.
It was in the very beginning.
It was either first or second.
It was first.
I think it was
Because
first.
I used to just do it myself. Like, I didn't,
Yeah.
you know, have a guest.
Yeah.
You know?
Store was first, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think Gary might have come on the week after me.
I think so. Because I think you told him, yeah, it's okay.
So does that mean I took your virginity?
Alan, you did all the way. You took it all night long.
No, not all night long. Just an hour or so.
Yeah, that's awesome, Alan. Ladies and gentlemen, till next time, thanks for joining in on Elbows Up. You know, we're doing a lot of stuff. We continue to work hard, and we will work hard. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Have a good night.
This guy.